Hey everyone, I'm going to do a short little video on how to kill Echo Hunllef. So to kind of describe the changes, the difference between the Corrupted Gauntlet and the Echo Gauntlet Hunllef, there's several things to kind of note. Right off the bat, you'll see his overhead protection prayer negates all three types. You see that there is a constant tornado that is going to travel around the edge of the map as well as diagonally. So you can see, and that's most of their movement around the perimeter and diagonally. So first things first is, in order to do any damage to him, you have to equip this crystal dagger. So this is one thing that's not included in your regular corrupted gauntlet. You equip it, and you will see that you have a special attack that you can use. You want to use the special attack on him to remove that overhead protection, and then from there you can start to do damage. Keep in mind that the very first attack that you land on him, he'll activate that protection prayer right away. Um, so if you have if you're leaning more towards a certain DPS type, you might not want to use that one. You might not want to use your primary DPS type as your first attack once you remove that prayer. So for me, I'm only going to use two types. I'm going to use melee and I'm going to use mage. I'm more primary melee for this. And so you'll see that every time I remove that special, I'll attack him with mage. So he goes into protect from mage or protect from magic. And I'll start going, using melee against him. Um, Another thing to note is that at the end of his range phase or his range attacks, he will sometimes release a blue peppermint looking attack. Um, and in order to negate this attack, you will have to remove your overhead prayer. You can still keep your boosted prayer, um, but you have to remove your overhead prayer to negate the damage. If you have your overhead prayer on while it hits you, you will take around 20 to 30 damage, and I believe lose some prayer along with it. So with the limited supplies that you have, you might want to negate that. Um, Another thing to note is, as you continue to do damage to this boss, um, he'll get to a threshold and this overhead protection prayer will come back on. And if it does, you have to repeat the whole process again. Equip the dagger, hit him with the special attack, um, and however you want to do it. The way I would do it is use your secondary DPS, and then so that way he can turn that protection prayer on, and then you go in with your primary. Everything else is generally the same, but um, every time that he turns on this overhead prayer, he will create another tornado. Now there are two different type of tornadoes. So this one you'll see is more like an orange reddish color. It will never go away. This will stay in the map until the fight is during the whole entire fight. But the ones that he will summon, they're more yellowish. If you get hit by this red orange tornado, it will turn off your prayer and you take a lot of damage. You're gonna have to turn it back on or take note of it that if you do get hit by it to turn it back on. Um, but I think the most that he'll summon on these constant ones are 4. So there'll be 3 times where he'll turn this on, and you'll have to hit him with the dagger special. Then once you do that, the battle is generally the same. It's just you get the extra tornadoes that come around. You have to watch out for that peppermint attack, and I think that's about it. So to kind of explain the color tiles, I have this when I do my regular corrupted gauntlet. That when you stand on these, they're normally safe from these tornadoes, as you can see, but they're also safe in regular CG, as far as like the highlighted tiles. So these kind of carried over, but without further ado, let you guys see a kill. All right, that wasn't the cleanest, but hopefully you guys get the idea. Um, as you can see, it gets a little crazy there. That I like to focus more on my movement, and when things get crazy, kind of reset, heal up, use those yellow tiles as my reset points. But hopefully that kind of helped you guys, kind of build that KC on this Echo Boss. Took a lot for me to learn. I'm still getting used to it, so hopefully again it helps. Continue to grind and good luck on your drops.